Good morning. Welcome to my channel, Over 60 Scene, and I'm Wilma. And today my video is going to be a little different. I'm going to show you some vintage collectibles that I acquired. Back before COVID, my husband and I used to like to go to flea markets and thrift stores and antique stores. Sort of as just, spend time together, kind of like an outing. But then it seemed like when COVID hit, we had to stop going out in public, and we kind of got away from that. So I'm hoping that this summer, now that I'm retired, that we can get back to doing some of those things. But so I have a collection of things that I've kind of just been hanging on to, and I have up on a shelf in my kitchen as sort of like a form of decor. And maybe I'll take you out to my kitchen and show you that. Okay, so here's my kitchen. It's very small. My house was built in 1952, and it's a bungalow, so the kitchens were really pretty small back then. And this house has never been added onto, so this is what I get. I get this little tiny kitchen that we redid 10 years ago. So the granite and the tile is from 2015. Yeah, 2015. And here's my back door to outside. And then my refrigerator is over here with all the stuff on the side. I haven't cleaned it off in a while. And then I have to have our trash over there. And doesn't everybody have shoes in front of their refrigerator? I have to laugh about that because I keep telling my husband, I want a house where I won't have shoes in front of my refrigerator. But anyway, I want to show you this top shelf where I keep a lot of my vintage collectible things that I've found and just things that I like. And I've changed it out over the years. I keep things up there for a while, and then when I kind of get tired of looking at them, I put them up for auction on eBay or Etsy. And because I was constantly going all the time, I acquired quite a collection of things. There's our champagne glasses from our wedding, and I didn't take down that little milk jug thing that says Merry Christmas on it. I think I had some Santa things up there too that I did take down. But anyway, that's where I like to put just some kitchen things, some old vintage kitchen things. And these cupboards are actually the original cupboards to the kitchen that we purchased doors, and I wanted to keep these old cupboards because I intentionally wanted those shelves up there. And also these cupboards are deeper than what the ones that you buy now. If I was to replace these, I wouldn't have nearly as much storage in those bottom cabinets. So I opted to keep the ones that we had when, from 1952, and just put new doors on. So we purchased the doors and refinished them and everything. Now these cabinets down here are from Craft Made, which is a company in Amish country in Ohio. So the bottom ones are Craft Made, and this one's Craft Made, and so are the ones above my microwave. But those ones with the shelves on top, those are the original 1952 cupboards. Yeah, so anyway, so I'm going to pull down a few of those things and show them to you. Remember Spice of Life? I used to have that at work, and I used to take it to work and heat all my soup and my goodies, whatever I brought left over for lunch. And I know that's quite collectible now, the Corning. And then I like to collect restaurant ware. And this is a cup that my husband loves. It's so nice and thick and heavy. And I don't know how old it is. It's just maybe, you know, from the last 20 years or something. But I love to collect restaurant ware, especially the vintage restaurant ware. And also cups like this that are made really nice and sturdy and thick, and they're from a pottery in Ohio. I can't remember the name of it. I have maybe 3 or 4 of those. In fact, let me see. Oh, I'm going to show you my cupboard. Oh, yeah, here's one. This one's a Buckeye. This one's a Buckeye, which is the Ohio State tree. It's a pottery in Ohio. So I like to find mugs like that are nice and sturdy. Okay, so the first thing I want to show you is probably my most recent acquisition. This is a rabbit pitcher made by Dedham Pottery in Concord, Massachusetts. And on the bottom it says ACG, and then there's a star, and then there's 91, and then it says USA. So I'm thinking this possibly could have been made in 1991, so it's not super old. But this particular pattern is very collectible, and I am going to list this on my Etsy shop. In fact, I think I already have it on there, and I'm asking, I forget what I'm asking. I think I'm asking $55 or $60. I can't remember. But anyway, it's hand painted in the cobalt blue, and it's got little bunny rabbits, which I thought would be cute for Easter. And it's got a crackle effect all over it, which is, I believe that's exactly how these are made intentionally. That's not a flaw. And it's very clean. There's no chips. It's very clean inside, and it's kind of an oval shape. And it's a 47 ounce. And if you go on a website called replacements.com, this is sold out. They do not have one. And I think it's listing on there for like $80 or $90. So I think asking $60, I think I'm doing okay. And that's shipping included. So anything over $35 on Etsy, you get free shipping. So that includes the shipping. So, and the shipping's probably $20, so you're really only paying $40 maybe, you know. So okay, so there's that. That was cute. I got that at a area garage sale last summer, I think. Okay, then I have a Shawnee pottery teapot. It's in like a forest green. And I see online that they're calling this a rosette pattern, which I didn't know about or anything. But it's got the little rosette here. Excuse me. And it's got, you know, the lid. Obviously, the lid opens. It's got a little wear. You can see the brown around there. And it also has, it does have a little chip on the handle. It's not really a chip. It's more like the glaze flaked off. It's not really a deep chip, but anyway, it's pretty clean inside. And then there's a little rub spot down here that it looks like the glaze didn't take. It's not a chip. It's just a spot where the glaze didn't take. So I think I have this on my shop, and I'm asking $25. And this is Shawnee Pottery in, I believe, Zanesville, Ohio. At one time, Ohio was the largest pottery producing region in the country. I think then eventually it became California, but Ohio is still a big pottery producing region because we have a lot of clay. So if you're interested in that, you can check that out on my Etsy shop. And then look at this nice farm mixing bowl. So if you have a rustic decor, something like this would look really nice in your kitchen. It's sort of like a goldenrod yellow with a cobalt blue stripe. and then there's white stripes on either side of it. And this is by a pottery called Watt, W-A-T-T, out of Crooksville, Ohio. And it's very well worn. It's been used. You can see there's a little bit of staining on the inside, and it's pitted from all the use that it had over the years. And it's a number 8 bowl. I don't know if that means, I think it's just their size. I think actually, you know, I did measure across, and I think it's like a little more than 8 inches across the top. And the bottom here is like 3.5 inches, I think. And it's 4 inches deep. So that's just a nice old farm bowl that somebody would have used for years and years and years. And I also have this on my shop. It's only unusual because look, it's a hexagon. A little different. And then there's like these lugs. I'll come in close. There's like these flat lugs here. I guess that maybe helps you hold on to it better. I don't know. It does have quite a lip here. So there's also 6 of those all the way around. And there is one chip. I mean, there's little defects that are most likely just from being used over the years, and also, you know, these were made to be utilitarian, so they're not perfect. You know, they're not perfect. There's a little tiny chip here somewhere. If I can find it. It's so hard to see. Wow, I can't even find it now. Oh yeah, here. Here it is. Just a little tiny one right there. You can barely find it. So yeah, so that's going to be on my shop too. Okay. I do have some more things. Okay, the next thing I have is a very old ginger beer bottle. And I wish you could feel how heavy this is. The thickness of this must be, I don't know, a ½ inch. So they probably just put a cork in here. I have no idea how old it is. It says Vimo, V-I-M-O, English brewed, so from England, ginger beer, non-alcoholic, improves with age, Vimo Company, Cleveland, Ohio. Oh, so it's made here, but it's English brewed, meaning somebody from England that knew how to do this. I wonder if it was during Prohibition, when they didn't let people drink alcohol. That could be. So I'm going to list this on my Etsy shop too. I don't know exactly how much I'm going to ask for it. I haven't done any research yet on how much these are worth. You know, it's probably I'm going to guess in the neighborhood of $20, somewhere in there. And I also have another one. But this one is in much better condition than that other one. This one was pretty old, and it's got a big chip on the bottom, and I mean, you can tell it's been around. But this one, oh my gosh, it looks like brand new. So I don't know if it's a reproduction. I have to look that up. But it says White's brewed ginger beer. 40 years unrivaled. Windsor, please replace stopper. And Windsor is probably Windsor, Ontario, because I'm in Northeast Ohio, and Windsor is right across the lake from us. Well, actually, you know, by Detroit, across the river. But yeah, I mean, as the crow flies, I don't know, maybe 50 miles from here. I don't know, something like that. Yeah, so it's in really good shape. There's no chips on it or anything. It's perfect. And oh, it even has a thing on the bottom that it's not meant for eating or drinking. So this is just, I believe, must just be a decorator item, period. You know, just to put on your shelf because it looks cute. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Because it's in too perfect condition. It's in too, but you could use it as a vase too, if you like rustic things. Anyway, cute. And then I also have this crock, which I believe must have been some restaurant ware because it says Win Schuler Restaurants on it. And it's a little crock, little kitchen crock. I don't know, like you could put tea bags in it, you know, you could, it kind of reminded me of like, I've seen like cheese in these kind of crocks. So it made me wonder, did it come with some kind of port wine cheese in it at one time or something? But anyway, it's got a real nice lid, no chips or anything on that. You know, I'm pretty selective when I when I'm looking at the flea markets. I really don't buy anything that's damaged. So unless the person just really says, "Oh, here, take it for $1," you know, then I'll buy it. So kind of dirty on the bottom, so it's been sitting around for a while on somebody's shelf. Yeah. So nice and thick, nice thick wall. So these are the cute things that I collect. I've got all kinds more. As I start pulling things out, I'll probably do some more of these videos where I show you these things. But the next topic I wanted to talk about was Northeast Ohio has just been really a lot of activity here the last week. Let me just say, last week, Monday and Tuesday, we were 70 degrees. All our snow melted. I was out in the yard raking and doing things. And then it snowed again. It got cold and snowed again. Then Saturday, it got warm up to 70 again. And then Saturday night to Sunday, or no, I'm sorry, Sunday. Well, Saturday night it was windy too. But it got so windy that, I mean, when I woke up in the morning, I'm like, am I in Kansas? Because like all night long, that's all we heard was the wind howling. And I was so sure that a tree was going to fall on our house. I was so scared. I was like, oh, please don't let the tree fall. So we have a lot more branches down. And actually a tree did fall down in our woods, but none up here by our house, thankfully. But anyway, so that was Sunday. And then the weather turned cold again, and we got some more snow. And yesterday, March 17th, St. Patrick's Day. And oh, happy St. Patrick's Day, by the way, if you happen to celebrate it, if you're Irish or a little bit Irish like I am. But would you believe we had a meteorite not land, but it came in over Lake Erie. They said it was traveling at 40,000 miles per hour. 40,000. I was like, they predict it was about the size of maybe a small vehicle. Like it weighed about 7 tons, they predict, or they estimate. This is what we heard from NASA. And also some scientists at Case Western Reserve University. And it broke up over northern Medina in the northern Medina Valley City area. And I was standing in our kitchen and I heard some of the loudest booms I've ever heard. I mean, it felt like somebody hit my house with a sledgehammer like a couple times. It was like boom, boom. And then I heard the crackling and the popping, almost like on 4th of July when you hear the firecrackers going off, only much, much louder. And some people did catch it on video, and they were showing that on the news. But that was a little too close for comfort, because where the radar shows that it broke up, and it probably dispersed into a bunch of little pieces, because it just, the booms that we heard were sonic booms, because it was going faster than the speed of sound. Yeah. So, it broke maybe 10, 15 miles south of here was where it exploded. it exploded up in the atmosphere. So it wasn't, didn't explode on the ground or anything like that, but it was just the sound that we all heard. And it was heard, some people in Pennsylvania claim they heard it. Some people in New York claim they heard it. It was heard for like probably 100-mile radius from here. So anyway, that was our big not 4th of July. What am I saying? St. Patrick's Day. St. Patrick's Day event. But anyway, we have a nice sunny day today. It's beautiful here today, but it's cold. And I just thought I would do a quick video. Yesterday, my friend and I, we went to the mall and we walked around a little bit. And I went in Macy's, and I showed you. I want to show you my top I got for $2.99. $2.99. It's just a cotton 3/4 sleeve. I don't know. It's kind of a boat neck. It's black with white with hearts. Let me see if I can bring the camera up so you can see it a little bit closer. I just thought it was a cute print. So how can you beat $2.99? I mean, this is why I say check out Macy's. They are constantly having sales. I have to restrain myself from buying things at Macy's because they have so much that is such good prices. And they have a gorgeous evening gown section, Mother of the Bride, prom. They've got all the prom dresses out now. We were looking at those just to look, because it's fun. We don't have anywhere to go to wear that, but, just to see all the sequins and everything. But if you're looking for a Mother of the Bride or a prom dress, check out Macy's. So I guess that's all I'm going to talk about today. I just wanted to share my interest of the vintage kitchenware, and it's not just kitchenware. I have a lot of other things too. In fact, I have a painting that I think I'm going to list in my Etsy shop. Maybe I'll go grab that and show you real quick. Just real quick. Okay, I'm going to try to turn it so we don't get a lot of glare here because I have windows. Anyway, this is a Paris street scene. It's painted on satin with, I believe, I'm not sure what the medium is. I'm not sure if it's acrylic or watercolor or oil, but it's most likely from the 1950s because Paris and France was very popular then, if you remember the poodle skirts and the poodles, and I'm not sure what it was about Paris then that was so popular, but let me come in. So I'm going to list it. It's like a cafe scene, very art, I don't want to say art deco. What I want to say is mid-century modern type of a framed painting. And the artist, it's so hard to read his name, but it looks like it's P. Renald or Renard. Yeah. So I'm going to list this. It's matted and framed, and it's sealed on the back with, the brown paper like they always sealed them, and it says hand painted on satin. And this was probably sold back in the 50s, it was probably sold in a furniture store as decor, to put over your couch or whatever. So I'm not sure. It's probably worth at least $50. So I think I'm going to list it and just see how it does. I'm not. But anyway, okay, I'm going to wrap this up now. Thanks for watching me. I appreciate each and every one of you. And please like and subscribe and hit the notification bell because I want to keep bringing you videos. But I need more subscribers. I only have 47 subscribers, and I've been doing this since September. Now, I don't go out on the other social media sites. I don't do TikTok. I don't want to even bother with those things. I don't have the energy for that. But yeah, I would like to keep bringing you some videos on YouTube that you might find interesting as a senior. And you know, we all need hobbies as a senior. So, and collectibles is an easy hobby. It really is. I mean, and it's fun. It's like a treasure hunt when you go. And a lot of times, you know, you're just going to find something that you like, that you want to keep. And that's basically how I do it. I look for things that I like. And I'll keep them for a while and then like, oh, okay, I'm ready to let that go now. So, because I do not want to become a hoarder. So, but anyway, thanks for watching me. I'm going to run along. Have a good day and keep smiling.